Welcome to Degenerates plus three. My head was shaking that entire time, so I'm not sure if these boys were also dancing along, but that's a real bangaroo, if I say so myself. But welcome to Degenerates plus three and the Next Gen Degen Sports Network. This is a show, as you know, made by degenerates for degenerates. I'm your host with the most, Antony Paisan. With me, of course, I got Mitchy Steez over there, who's just fucking hammering some buffalo mac and cheese, just shoveling. And as always, we're stuck with our boy Lenny. How are you two boys doing? And then we're going to introduce a little special guest here in just a second.
We doing great, Ant. How are you?
Doing awesome. Thanks for following that up with a question, Lenny. Mitchy, what about yourself?
Common courtesy.
Doing great. We only changed the potential time and then debated about when we were going to start this show. I think it was 6 times, which I had my initial over-under set at 7.5.
Oh.
And it's possible that got to land on the half. So I was happy that it was under. I would have lost the bet, but only 6 times that we debated when this time was going to happen. I had it in my planner from the first time we decided, but I'm feeling great about the start.
My planner, and of course, we get a fucking phone call from Lenny about an hour ago saying, "Oh, I got a dinner." And I got
for the record, I was ready to do it yesterday as a normal time planned, but I was good for yesterday. I was ready. I showed up yesterday, no notes here, so I was like, I don't know what happened there.
Again, by the way, our special guest who's on, he has no context of that. And he knows that's bullshit too. So thanks for being a bold-faced liar. But let's introduce the man, the myth, the legend. By the way, that's a competitor in the background there, sir. I just want to let you know, Saturdays are for the boys. That's a competitor's flag. All right, we're gonna overtake them probably within the next fiscal quarter, I'd say, in overall sales. But we've got the Ripper, Reese the Ripper. Last name Ripper. How you doing tonight? Is the celebrity of this show, a special guest?
And I'm really just glad to be here.
I like it. That's all we can really ask for. I tell you what, boys, though, I'm jacked up. I'm jacking off, and I'm also considering chugging a bottle of bleach, boys. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because we have the NFC and the AFC championship games this week. But on the flip side, we also only have 1 week of football left. So how does that make you boys feel? Because it makes me sick to my stomach that we're almost out of the goods.
I mean, I'm not excited about it, but that means that a championship is near.
So we're just going to move on there. Let's just go ahead and move on.
I'm going to comment on that. So
please, just go ahead and get that knocked out.
I wouldn't blame Lenny for saying he's not excited about it. However, if the Bengals were in the AFC championship game, there would not be a shred of doubt. I mean, I wouldn't be like, well, it's kind of sad it's almost over. I'd be like, we're finally in here. Like, we have a chance. So I'm a little bit surprised.
I forgot about that part.
The other part I'll say is it's a little bittersweet coming down to the end of it. However, for some of us that don't just watch the National Football League and there's other sports that we care about, I don't know. There's other stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. By the way, I lost about $450 last night on a Canadians Canucks game. So that was awesome. I fucking love hockey because I'm great at gambling at that too. But anyways, boys, we got a hot slate of games this week. I, of course, last week crushed it per usual. Last week, your host with the most, Antony Paisan, went 5-1 on his picks. What a god. Thank you, Mr. Ripper. What a slew of picks I had last 5-1. And by the way, my one loss, almost won it. That counts. Lenny last week went 2-3. 2-3. You stink, of course. You lost more, but just so the fans know, that means Lenny last week.
Books, dude.
Huh?
You're cooking the books somehow. Some way.
I can show you my notes right now. But just so the fans at home know, Lenny lost more games last week than he won. And Mitchy, in typical Mitchy fashion, went 2-2. Yeah, just so the fans know, that means the exact same amount of picks he made that won that also lost. So not great.
Can I just make a quick comment?
In the world, you get to 5-1.
Because I always I'll show you my fucking notes right now.
I don't know how he has double them picks.
Dude, this is just bullshit.
No. Here we go. I'm gonna show you this right now. Last week, I took the Packers under. I lost that one. Then I took the Bills -2.5 and the under. Then I took the Browns +10 and the under. And then I took the under in the Bucs Saints game. So I oftentimes double up on games.
You picked a lot of teams last week. I'm glad you picked a lot of teams and not just like how many points you're going to score. You're really decision based on who you think is going to win.
Just to clarify, this guy's a fucking idiot, right? Okay, we're just gonna move on.
I knew what you
You
meant.
picked the over, you picked the under, you picked
Just-
the under, you picked the
Wow.
over. Like you didn't really pick many games. You picked the how do you think the game's gonna go?
Now we're just gonna go ahead and move on. Just for the season so far, Lenny is starting to expire because Anthony's 34 and 27 on picks this season. Lenny's at 29 and 27. So if he has a stinker this week, he's gonna go under 500. Mitchy, of course, knows he stinks. 23 and 27. And Mr. Ripper, celebrity shots this season are 3 and 5. All right. So depending on your picks tonight, you might be able to push that up over past 500, which
I plan on it. I plan on it.
I love it. By the way, guys, do you have any commentary as to why I'm so outrageously good at making picks? And Reese, if I may ask you, why is Lenny so bad?
It's pretty simple. Lenny just sucks. There's really not any way to better put it.
Here we go. He's succinct, boys. This is why we picked him. I got some big openers for you boys this week. As you know, we always kick this off a little couple icebreakers. You know, we got a couple good ones here. Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill. We got Scarlett Johansson, Adolf Hitler, and a grilled cheese. Where are you guys going with this one, huh?
What were the options again?
Yeah, I just said it. Literally,
I just want clarification. I think I
your
heard.
brain doesn't operate. And Mitchy, do you remember what I said? How about we have you go first? Because I bet you remember what I just said 0.7 seconds ago.
Grilled cheese and Hitler. What else?
To be fair, he probably didn't hear it though. To be fair, Mitchy, that's a fair point. Scarlett Johansson, Adolf Hitler, and a grilled cheese. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, I'm gonna go process of elimination and say
Okay.
that obviously have to kill Hitler.
Ooh, okay.
I would prefer not to do that to an inanimate object, so I'll marry the grilled cheese, and then I would, go ahead and get with Scarlett Johansson.
You're not gonna marry Scarlett. You're gonna marry a grilled cheese.
Yeah. Some of us are in committed relationships.
That's fair. But you're gonna marry Scarlett Johansson, all right? Just long term, you're gonna that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
No, you completely didn't listen.
No, I think I did.
I was gonna marry the grilled cheese, and it was a mess up on my part to say committed relationship because that would mean I'm getting with another girl. That wouldn't happen.
You walked into that.
You couldn't even catch me in what I said because you don't.
Who
All you do is you sit there. You're one of those guys that sits there and you just wait for what you're gonna say.
You're
You
right.
ask a question and then you're like, you just hear nothing. You hear fog, and then you're like, oh, they stopped talking. Let me say what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Here's the thing. A lesson in communication. You want to listen with the intent to respond, not to comprehend. That's communication 101. Reese the Ripper, what are you gonna do with that grilled cheese, bud?
By the way, I just want to say how much I appreciate your answer, Mitchy. I'm a big fan of yours, and the fact that you're staying loyal to your woman, it really speaks wonders. So how I'm going to go with this fuck, marry, kill, I'm going to kill Scarlett Johansson. It was pretty simple for me. I'm going to marry Adolf Hitler because I know my house will always be in order, and they can spread fake news to our kids to get the kids to do exactly what they want, what we want them to do. And then I'm going to fuck the shit out of that grilled cheese.
There we go, baby. There we go. Lenny, what are you going to do there, buddy? And hurry this up.
It's close. It's actually the opposite of what Ripper said. I'm gonna.
What was that word you just said, buddy? By the way.
Shit. What one was that?
Was that a riverfront ripperoo, Reese's Pieces? What'd you say?
I'm going to not marry Adolf. I'm actually going to kill Adolf.
Okay.
I am going to fuck the shit out of grilled cheese.
There you go.
It sounds like fun. Who knows? It could be a good time. Probably won't have it afterwards. That might not be the best thing to do. But then I'm going to marry Scarlett Johansson. I think that's a good option.
I'm on the same board with you. I'm going to bang that grilled cheese, buddy. We're on the same board there. You got to kill
Can I fuck the grilled cheese before Lenny gets it? Because I don't want any STDs.
No, that's fair. Lenny does have syphilis.
Oof.
That's just
Yeah. Do you remember the time when we were in St. Louis? And you asked me how it was going with it. Or is that hepatitis C?
Yeah, we're just going to move on to the next icebreaker there. But an all-time classic, of course, as we do the second icebreaker before we get to the picks. And Mitchy, just so you know, we're not going to get to the picks anytime soon, just so you know. But An all-time classic, of course, boys. This is an all-time classic. You've heard it a million times. Would you rather watch your parents have sexual intercourse every day for the rest of your life, or would you rather join in one time and it stops and you don't have to do that for the rest of your life? That's a tough one. That's a playground 6th grade question. All right. It's a toughie. Reese, why don't you go first?
I've had dreams of this. You know, I've had dreams of me doing it with my rinse, and I think I would just go ahead and get it over with.
Okay.
You know, I'd go ahead and get it over with so I don't have to mess with it anymore.
There we go. Just knock. There we go. I like it. What about you, Lenny? What you gonna do there, bud?
Yeah, I'm in that same boat, just one and done, and I don't have to watch it for who knows 60 plus years every single day for 900 straight days.
Wait, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll just make it part of my morning routine. I'll wake up, brush my teeth, watch them fuck, and I'm not gonna bang my parents, boys. Mitchy, what about you?
Day, dude, rough.
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded. I don't know where we go with this one. I think it's a slam dunk. You just can't do that. Like,
you can't bang your parents.
Yeah, I just get it over with. What are you talking about?
Who knows? Anything happens.
Cold shower. Oh, I'll just get it over with.
If you want to watch, dude, you want to watch your parents having sex for every single day for the rest of
I'll record it.
Of course not. Of course I don't.
It's a would you rather. It's you.
I guess let me clarify.
Okay.
Or is it live that you're watching them, or is it recorded? Like,
hey, by the way, if the Ripper is having consistent dreams about this,
we do have to acknowledge that.
You might as well watch instead of. I mean, holy cow! How do you just so quickly go? I would do that. Like, ugh, never. Like,
I mean, would you want to do?
I would take death over having to do that. I'm not doing it.
Come on. Would you? You're telling me you'd rather die than bang your parents one time?
Yeah.
You died today. We put a bullet in the back of your head, or you bang your parents. What's it gonna be?
Hey, if everybody in the world knew that was why. Hey, yeah, he chose not to do that with his parents.
That's a good way to go out. To be fair, that's a good.
That's
okay. Then again, boys, I think that was a good opening discussion. I like it. Let's just have an open forum before we get started here. Any hot news, topics, discussion anyone wants to cover before we get into the first pick here, boys? Any commentary?
Yeah, I got one piece of hot news for you there, Antony, because I'm pretty sure I heard you ranting and raving about how the Miami Dolphins are going to get Devontae Smith. And I got news for you, pal. Yeah, the NFL is changing. Wait, they have number 3 pick?
Number 3 pick.
Son of a bitch.
Jaguars, Jets, Dolphins.
I hope they take that offensive lineman then, because people are talking about the Bengals possibly taking Devontae. Could you imagine teaming Tyler Boyd and Devontae Smith and Joe Burrow? Yeah, we would not be stopped.
That'd be pretty. That's pretty hot. What by the way, any commentary on this Mets GM? By the way, boys, this you guys hear this story?
Yeah, my commentary would be that ESPN had the story for a long time. Obviously, I got a lot of the stuff from that I heard from Barstool, from KFC. Love him, hilarious, 1 minute man, awesome stuff. Shameless plug. Saturdays are for the boys. We love those. Ripper, thanks in the background. I know Anthony's loving all. Barstool. Anyway, for KFC, ESPN's had this story forever, and they just now decided to release it after he becomes the GM, and it's like, yeah, the guy's a scumbag, but why do we need to do that? Like, why couldn't he be exposed before that? It's like, not like it was a little bit of evidence. Oh, he sent a dick pic or whatever. It was 62 consecutive.
Insane.
Like years ago, right? Wasn't this 3-4 years ago? 2017?
I've got a system. I send you one text and then I follow up at some point. And if you don't respond to the second text, you're dead to me. Like I delete and block. Like if you don't respond to a second text, like grow up,
I would say I would go a little bit further and say if their text within like two or 3 minutes and it's like 4 or 5, like, hey, this is like, and then you think of another thought and it's a buddy or whatever else.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I mean? Or even whatever relationship, 4 or 5 in a row, but it's like spaced out. You're asking a question. You're waiting for a response to see, especially for him, if she has any interest in him. 62. Ah, God, it's
What a
ridiculous.
great excuse. Oh no, those penises were stock image. Yeah, because I
He has stock photos.
now
And look at him, and he's. I mean,
that's if you went through my phone right now, I've got half a dozen stock penises that says the bottom via Getty Images, right? For sure. Now,
but you look at the guy. You look at the guy. As soon as I saw his picture, it was like, okay, yep, you're the guy.
that's there you go. Reese, any commentary on this? I know when you're getting hot and bothered and you're shooting your mom and dad a text back, I know what do you know what I'm sure you ran this before, right?
62 messages that's a lot. Now, I've sent some risky text myself over the years, but I think my process is if they don't answer my first one, I don't even send the second one. I just emphasize that one message or question it. But 62 messages, I've seen a lot of crazy things in my day, but that dude should never work again in professional sports.
Yeah, you should probably just be publicly executed. Lenny, any commentary? Cool. Let's just jump into the tweet of the week then real quick. So we got ourselves a little tweets of the weeks here, boys. Obviously, I'm going to put on my reading glasses because this one is just disgusting. But Lenny, I mean, do you have any commentary for yourself before we read this horrendous piece of media that you decided to put out into the world?
I'm ready to get into it, bud. I'm ready.
Do you remember what you put out there, though?
I do this time. And
what was the subject matter?
Don't worry about it. I can't spoil it for the fans.
Well, he's just drunk all the time, so he probably doesn't remember. Yeah. But anyways, boys, this is, I mean, again, we don't kink shame on this show, as we all know. We don't kink shame on the show. Mitchy knows about that. But Lenny Jets, L Jets BBF, actually this afternoon decided to get on Twitter, and he thought it'd be a productive idea to tweet out, quote unquote, sometimes I enjoy having an Afro-American woman poop on my chest just a little bit. So what? Lenny.
Yeah, does that not turn you on?
It doesn't.
Dude, you're missing out.
Yeah,
One of those things that you always wish you'd want to do, and then when you do it, it's like, holy shit! Like this is like the best thing ever. It's just so warm, and it's like, don't get me wrong, it's not the most cleanest thing, I guess you could say. But dude, it's such a warm feeling. You just have to know. You just have to try it just to understand it. Kind of like fucking your parents.
There's a certain level of comfort that comes with both those things.
Yeah, for sure. Just to clarify to the fans, you enjoy having Mitchy, just an Afro-American woman poop on your chest. Just
I didn't want to get too hung up on the semantics, given that the poop on the chest is probably the focal point of this tweet. But Afro-American, I don't know if you've heard that one.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Are you saying that?
Did you say that?
Am I muted?
Well,
oh, okay. Sorry, I must have lagged out. What was the question?
What's the difference between what's the difference between a white woman and an Afro-American woman giving you a Cleveland steamer
on your chest with her poop?
Yeah, you see, one comes out clumpy, and the other one comes out.
I say we just move forward. This is just,
liquidy. So
we're gonna lose some sponsors by the end of this one, boys. But anyways, Lenny, we don't kink shame here. It's just peculiar, is all I'm saying. Let's just jump into the Bucs Packers game here, boys.
Thank goodness. Holy
sure. Before we do that, though, Lenny, we just need to go ahead and spell inoculate for us. How do you spell inoculate?
Not even gonna try.
No, the thing, Lenny.
Fingers up. You're cheating over there.
Don't worry about the fingers up, because the fans have been waiting way too long for us to say something about sports. So Bucs Packers, it's a really big time weather game of the week, Lenny. What do you got, Bucs Packers? It's going to be a cold one.
Yeah.
Who do you like? Tom Brady? You like Rodgers? You like the Bucs or Packers? Lenny, go.
And also, inoculate. We just spell inoculate.
Yeah.
After we do the first game.
So I gotta get my notes here. I've been doing a lot of research on this game, and I have like a lot of different tabs open. Not really sure where they all went. But it is going to be 7% chance of snow, Sunday afternoon. Tom Brady, a fan of the snow. Aaron Rodgers, a fan of the snow. Pretty even matchup, I think. Tom Brady does not win the playoff, and Aaron Rodgers, goated. So this one's tough. This is real tough. Packers are -3. And
3.5.
I'll go bet against Tom Brady. But I do like Packers -3. I do like that one. And I do like the under here. I do like the under as well.
This is just a train wreck.
I like Devontae Adams with the first score of touchdown. I like that one.
So just clarify.
Hey, Lenny, what's that total that you like the under on?
Yeah.
The total is 51.5.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
You like Devontae Adams for a score. Do you like anybody on either defense to turn somebody over to get a interception or a fumble or something?
Not quite on the defense, but I also do like Aaron Rodgers to pass or to score more than 2.5 touchdowns as well.
Okay, cool. So
and Tom Brady as well. Actually, both
Can
Tom.
you take that down because Lenny has like 5 different picks on that pick. Now I'm gonna go. I flip, boys. I love Tom Brady. I really do. I really actually like Rodgers too. I initially was thinking Bucs. Tom Brady, like Lenny has said, well documented. He has playoff experience, fellas. He really does. But here's what I'll tell you: he doesn't lose in the playoffs, other than when he plays an unbelievable team on the road late in the play. I guess it's been the only times he's really lost at Denver. That's haunted him. I see him going out. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I can see him getting sacked at the end of the game to lose. Close game. Give me Packers -3. Give me Mike Evans anytime touchdown. Give me Devontae Adams first score touchdown. Give me I'm trying to think. The bunting guy that had the pick for the touchdown against Saints. Give me an interception for him. I also really like in this game under 3.5 sacks for the Green Bay Packers defense. Give me the under 51.5 on the total. Also, I would like to get the over 22.5 for the second half total.
For sure, yeah. That's sounds like that. Yeah, Lenny, do you ever you've got the most powerful device in ever right here in between your ears. Do you use that ever, or do you just sometimes?
Once in a while, when I need to actually.
That's evident, yeah. So, by the way, I love one little tiny note from that great pick that he just gave, Mitch. We'll have you give your actual pick here in a second, of course. Tom Brady loves to play in the snow, I think he said. Just quoted a couple weeks ago saying, "I don't like doing that. That's why I'm playing in Florida." So again, just a great point there all around. I tell you what, Mitch, why don't you give us an actual pick here, bud? We don't want to have you taint that record with all those misses.
Those are all the actual picks.
Cool. I like it. That sounds good.
Recap them for you.
Yes. What were those? I'll jot them down real quick so I can put them in the books later. Okay,
got it. We could possibly record this too, so you can go back and check it out. Oh, yeah. Yes. Cool. So Packers -3. I like the under 51.5. I like the over 21.5 total second half points. Cool. I got anytime touchdown score Mike Evans. I got first touchdown score Devontae Adams. I got the guy with the last name that's a hyphen that ends with Bunting that had the pick 6 with an interception. I like under 3.5 sacks for the Packers defense.
I got those.
Me to repeat mine as well, or
let's rip that. Let's rip through this. Mr. Ripper, how about you give us a couple picks on this one here? What are you thinking here? Packers Bucs.
I did a lot of thinking last night and a couple days ago as well. His team dominated them once already this season, and I'm talking about Tom Brady. He's stacked full of heavy artillery. I mean, he found a way to make Antonio Brown shut the fuck up and worry about catching balls and winning. He convinced Gronk into coming down to Tampa to win another ring. And Gronk smashed beers on a celebratory float come time February. His coach wears a goddamn fedora and often talks mad shit about everybody on the team. He looks like he could play for 10 more years. And they often say, don't bet against the GOAT. Don't do it. You'll regret it. He'll take all your money and rip your goddamn heart out. But I'm here to say it. Aaron MVP Rodgers is going to throw for 3 hundo with 3 tutties.
Ooh.
The Packers are 11-6 against the spread, and this game is at Lambeau. Most times the team gets embarrassed early on in the season, and they look like shit later on when they play them again. Not this time. There have been several Hall of Fame quarterbacks retire this year. It's kind of bittersweet to watch. I don't think Tom Brady's done playing football yet, but he is done winning Super Bowls. I'm taking Green Bay -3. I'm also taking the under. And my mortal lock of the week, I'm really pissed off. Lenny said it first.
We'll get to mortal. No, mortal's at the end.
Oh, yeah.
First time on the show. My fault. Thank you for catching that. Then I'll save my mortal lock for later.
But verify Lenny stole it.
Hey, Rip, I got to let it rip, even though it's your first time on the show here. I know you did say that usually a team gets blown out. They come out and they look like shit. However, Tom Brady did the exact opposite last week.
Yeah, maybe grow up, Mitchy. He's a guest. He's a friend of the show. Maybe not. Let's not poop on him.
It proves his point. It proves his point that if you get blown out like the Packers did, then you can come back and beat them later in the season. But it got all twisted up and around. We did a loop-de-doo.
Now, here's what I'm going to say, boys. I have much more confidence in this game than the Bills and the Chiefs game. All right. So you should take that into heavy consideration, considering I'm the greatest gambler of all time. So let me give you boys a little breakdown here. And because most of us have adolescent brains, I'm going to use a video game as a point of reference. All right. Last game against the Saints was very much so like an occasional game that Madden that I play with Lenny. Now, Lenny has not won a game of Madden against me pretty much ever. He's beaten me one time in live recorded games.
Last night would have happened, but we had a.
No, you beat me one time out of probably 50 games.
I don't know.
Most of the time, I beat Lenny 49-0 on Madden. He's not good. But we played a game the other night. It's on the channel, by the way, where I had a rare. Okay, so where I had a rare first half. I threw 3 interceptions, which almost never happens, and Lenny went into the second half with a 7-point lead. I'm going to connect all these dots here in a second. Turnovers kill. Why I'm saying this is if the tables had turned and Lenny had thrown me 3 interceptions, I'd be up 35-0 on Lenny. Last week, the Saints turned the ball over 1 million times, and the Bucs won that football game. But it wasn't a commanding victory by any means, all right? They won the football game 30-20. The Bucs should have won that game in much bigger points if they were a better team, though, right? They mainly won by capitalizing on the Saints' mistakes and having a killer run game. They won by 10 after getting 3 turnovers deep in Saints territory. The offense was pretty stagnant throughout, and they had some glaring holes on special teams as well. I think 3, 2.5 would be an ideal number. But they should be getting more points in the situation. I think 3.5 is great value. The pack is legit, and they're not going to make the same offensive mistakes this week that the Saints did. Rodgers is going to feed the ball to his guys. Valdez-Scantling and Lazard are guaranteed to drop a ball in the end zone or on a key third down at some point, of course. But all in all, the Packers are going to win this football game in pretty commanding fashion. Could see it going 27-20, but the Bucs are never going to be fully in it, similar to the Rams game last week. Now, that's a winning pick, boys. Obviously, I put some thought into that one. Any commentary?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought you would never ask. So, Antony, all the Bucs did to win that game was force a bunch of turnovers and have a killer running game, and their quarterback didn't turn it over, threw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's all they did, and they won. Okay.
And my follow-up question from that is, what was your actual pick? I think that might be
what the hell? He's like, my ideal number.
Ideal number. Packers minus 3.5. That's the official pick this week. They're going to win. They're going to win by more than 3.5 points.
But that's not the spread.
It's 3.5.
No, it's not. It's 3.
I had it at 3.
I have it at 3.5.
Yeah, guys. Last time I checked, sports books sometimes have different customer bases. I'm not sure if you're familiar with gambling. I know, obviously, Mitchy and Lenny, you guys have gambling accounts. You gamble all the time.
That was our point. That was why we weren't saying, "Oh, we're wrong." We were saying
3.5. It's 3.5.
3. What we looked at.
Well, I'll take it at 3. I'll take him at 3. I'll take him at 3. I'll take Packers minus 3. Minus 3.
And you know what, Lenny? When the opposite happens, he says, "I looked at this like 5 days ago."
I did.
I ran up like 5 days ago.
Well, we were supposed to record 5 days ago. All right, so we were supposed to do that, but Lenny's,
the games were out 5 days ago, so
I'm embarrassed for the Rip right now.
I think everyone needs to calm down. Everyone needs to calm down.
In other news, Antony did get a new necklace. If you want to show off the little badaz.
Yeah, look at this, boys. A little custom necklace, huh? Antony Paisan, huh? Solid 4 carat, 24 gold.
Let me ask you this, Rippy Doo-Doo. Would you ever get a piece of jewelry that had your own name on it?
Yeah.
If my name was Antony Paisan, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Guaranteed. This guy down here, you can be wearing it's going to say Ripper in gold on his chest next couple of weeks, probably, right? Either way.
Along with a Cleveland steamer, apparently.
Yeah, big old poop on your chest, because that's what Lenny likes. He likes diarrhea on his torso. Either way, boys, after that pick, obviously I'm the clear winner here, but I'm feeling pretty political. And I'd be willing to venture that Lenny probably feels the same. How about we pop a squat, take a poop on Lenny's chest, and enjoy some time in Lenny's political corner. All right, get political with Lenny Jets. And before we do, again, we're going to need you to go ahead and spell inoculate.
I'm passing on that, but political
you can't
corner.
Pass. No, you can't pass on a spelling check.
I'm passing on it this week, dude. I'm passing on it. Politically, though, we got a new
segment.
We got a new president, and
boys, just to clarify, he can't pass on that, right?
No,
Mitchy, come
on. I would say no.
Yeah, he can't fucking pass.
However,
inoculate.
However, if you ask him about his political stuff, you ask him both those questions. He can choose to do the political first.
Yeah, that's fair. You can do political first. Keep your fingers up. Fingers up while you get political.
I'll spell first for you.
All right, spell inoculate.
Inoculate?
No, I don't think he knows what the word is. First of all, inoculate.
I didn't get
fingers
that.
Up. Fingers up. This.
ENEIENEN. There you go. Inoculate.
You want to maybe put like a shred of like
nope.
effort?
Not even close. Nope.
Just gotta try. Inoculate.
INOT. Knock. Oh, and nope. Don't. Yeah, literally don't.
Follow through.
I legit have no idea, dude. I legit have no idea.
Lenny, let me give you one layup based on your favorite football team. All right, spell McDermott.
Ooh, McDermott.
Hey, there we go.
I got a word for you.
Give me a word.
Vacuum.
VACUUM. Antony already asked me that before.
I was like on the first episode. Yeah.
God damn it.
It's tough word.
Yes.
Anyways, let's get political. Give us your hot takes this week in the political world.
We got a new president in the U.S. and apparently his buddy that was running against him fell asleep, and now all I see is freaking memes about him. Nothing about the new president. I don't know about you guys. My life hasn't really changed, and the Dems are super, super happy that hey, it's an America, the new America, and America first. But if you look at his 100-day policy, nothing to do with America. Foreign policies, like what the fuck is that? And not to be racist or anything, but the blacks are super happy, but there's nothing for them in the 100-day policy either. And we got mask mandates, and we got shit happening with the Paris Accord, and we got global warming things and shit like that. And just a lot of shit happening on the first day. Hasn't really affected me much, but my life is still normal. And mask mandates still, and there's more stimulus shit to happen. So,
do you want to maybe boil that down to like one or two takes? Because you spell
no, dude, I love that. I didn't know any of this stuff. I appreciate it. If I may piggyback, is that okay? Seems like it's agenda you want to push. I would just say I heard people say this when Obama was in office, right? And then with Trump, and that's me with Biden. I'm just excited. It's whatever side you're on. I'm just excited for certain people to realize in the coming months, year, whatever happens, policy aside, that Donald Trump was not the cause of their problems. Just like a lot of people that were, on the far right were finally Obama's going to be out. And then my life. Okay, there's things that they do that matter a lot, right? I'm not ignoring that, but to your point there, Lenny, it's like, some people are supporting this and they don't even know what's happening. They don't even know that there's not really anything benefiting them or one way or the other. So yeah, that's kind of been my take on it. I think it is a little ignorant to be like, oh, it doesn't affect my direct life. I don't feel it, so it's not important, or I'm not going to listen to it at all. But people overstate it a lot.
And don't forget about the blacks.
The only thing that's going to really change are the taxes. I'm just going to be paying more in taxes, so I guess it is affecting me here. So
that does, yeah. But like to your point, the day-to-day life, it's like people that were acting like, oh my God, Trump is just. It's like, come on, man, you're letting the guy live in your brain. Then I mean, holy cow, it's the same thing. If on the other side, people are like Joe Biden is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I digress.
Rip, why don't you give us a 10-second take on what Lenny just said, huh?
Yeah, Lenny, everything you say is pretty much stupid, but So where I'm coming with this is I like what Mitch said. Here in a couple months, yes, I'm glad that big old orange head is out of the office, but we're gonna find out that it really wasn't that bad. Like not everything that he did really played a big role in your day-to-day life, and the fact that you made it out to where Donald Trump was a bad man for you and for our country, you're full of shit.
Yeah, I tell you what, boys.
Just let that fly without knowing, as Chrissy D would say, that this podcast leans to the right.
Yeah, boys, I tell you what, I think we should all just check our privilege.
We're all just jokes here.
Yeah, joking around. Yeah.
To be fair, I think it was a little bit more than 10
I
seconds.
need to check my privilege.
Yeah.
I know. I agree with you, Rip. I agree with
you. Check
your privilege. We disagree, but
anyways, I think we just lost pretty much 80% of our viewers at this point. I'd say I think we're doing a great job. How about we go ahead, Lenny, and have you drink some alcoholic beverages, and we're gonna time it. All right? It was Yo Miller this week, huh?
Yo Miller time, baby.
Nice. Is it super warm?
No, it's been sitting out for a little bit, so it's not as cold as it is out of the fridge. So it's
there you go. I like. And by the way, just to compare, we're gonna have a compare. Mr. Ripper, did you have a beverage with you as well, so we can do a comparison? There we go. So we're gonna have Lenny go first. Maybe actually this week he can put an ounce of effort into anything because he's just a sack of shit. And then we're gonna have a neutral placebo next to him, do the same exact drink. We're gonna time it and see where the boys are at. Mitchy, of course, is our official score timekeeper, sponsored by Modelo. And
little recap on Lenny's chugs. So he had a 17.2 second performance, parentheses, roughly with the 4-second error on the timers part, so call that 21 and a half, give or take, on a warm Budweiser, in which he ended up rating a 5.3 out of 10. Follow that up with a 23.8 second performance, drinking a cold Bud Light Seltzer I have here that was a strawberry flavor. I'm not really sure. We didn't hear from Lenny. 7.1 on the seltzer. Excited to see round 3.
There we go. There's your official scorekeeper. There we go. All right, so I didn't know we were doing shotguns. I thought it was a chug contest, but either way, that's fine. We shouldn't have asked Lenny to do anything that requires motor skills. He's over there struggling.
Yeah, it definitely went everywhere, but it is what it is, and we are good for the show.
All right, Mitch, why don't you count us down? Get this going, huh?
I don't know if we can count this in the same category, but we'll just do it. Whatever. All right, whatever. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, 4 point, whatever. We'll give him 4.3.
That was like 3 seconds. That was actually pretty good. Now, if only he could do that, like, consistently. Anyways, he's gonna be drunk for the rest of the show now. I think that was a solid 3.5 seconds. I think you hit the button a little late there, Mitchy.
I did hit it a little late. So, all right, you said 3.5 is where it was at?
3.8. We'll call 3.8 to be safe.
3.3.
I don't need to stop it. Dude, I'm a dumb kid. I can just look right at it.
Hey, dumb kid.
I've got to stop being a dumb kid. All right, ready? We got 3, 2, 1.
Wait. He's gonna. We'll have him say go.
Am I going now?
Yeah, you can go now.
Okay, I just want, for the record, this is a little bit bigger can than Lenny over here. So this is a tall boy Pachanga Sun King, directly out of Indianapolis.
Nice.
And once you hear the click, just go ahead and hit start.
Okay.
And I'm also sitting down.
Oh, that's a good one. That was 2.15 seconds.
Yeah, that was quick. I literally went to the way for a second.
I think, and if you roll the tape, I was late on that one because it's way easier to go 3, 2, 1, click. Like to go on his click was a little tougher, but he still beat him by at least a full second.
Not gonna lie, that was impressive. And Lenny is he's just off camera, probably cleaning up all that Miller he just spilled everywhere. Either way, boys.
Got one too, by the way.
All right, so maybe have you jump back on camera here, Lenny. We're in the middle of the show. Anyways, great job, Lenny. What's your review? Give us your review of that beer.
8.9. Pretty damn good beer.
Hey, give us maybe some descriptive words.
I went down pretty easy. It was very tasteful, not that carbonated. It's a light beer, and it just overall good taste. It's Miller time, baby.
All right, 8.9. A little bit of a skewed scoring system if you're picking up on that, Mitchy. A little bit odd, but I like it. And Lenny, before we move into Bills Chiefs, give us your joke of the week. We can rip through that. He put his hands up preemptively. He knows what's coming.
I was ready for
We're like, hey, Lenny.
Joke of the week. Give us that joke of the week.
Yeah, sure.
Joke.
Now, why do ghosts like to ride elevators? Because it lifts their spirits. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, not really.
I think it went over Anthony's head again for our second week in a row.
There's
So.
no H in my name, just so you know.
No Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills. We're gonna go ahead and jump into that because that was okay. Bills Chiefs, boys. I've got Chiefs -3. I'm assuming everyone's going to attack me, of course, for getting the spread off by half a point. But I've got Chiefs -3 in the total at 53.5 or 54 or 53. Let's call it 53.5. I hate this game, boys. I hate this game. Mr. Ripper, why don't you give us your pick on this game? Bills Chiefs.
You know, for me, it comes down to who runs the ball better to complement their passing game. We all know that both quarterbacks on both sides of the field have bulging cocks as arms, and that their defenses are both suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease. You know, this game is most likely going to be an old side alley shootout like the ones Lenny had with the special kids at recess where they whipped each other with fighting necklaces. You know, a few things about the Chiefs scare me in this game. You know, the first thing, Mahomes, you know, he had a big hit this last game. There's some controversy whether it was a concussion. I mean, his mom tweeted out at the defensive player and even said something like, hey, you should be out of this game. Come on, NFL. That was a dirty hit. And I don't know if a family member has ever stood up for you in a bullying situation, but I did it once for my brother. And it only made things worse. Yep. I went online on his behalf and I yelled at the bullies and it just got worse for him. So I'm really worried about that. And secondly, they didn't deserve the Browns win after the first-degree murder that happened on the 1-yard line due to an obviously blown targeting call. And we can get into that any other day. It was the worst call since the New Orleans Rams missed PI in the NFC title game a few years ago. Anyway, Bills are 12-6 against the spread, which is second in the league. Chiefs are middle of the pack at 7-9-1 against the spread, which sounds like a Cowboys record, which as a fellow American, I'm officially undubbing the Cowboys as America's team and sending it over to Lenny as Lenny's team. The Cowboys are now Lenny's team. So Lenny, you're now a Cowboys fan. Have fun with those balanced ass records and that belly shirt wearing bitch at running back. I have got Bills +3, and they're going to win the game. Both teams will throw until their dicks fall off. So I'm going with the over, banking on Chad Henne not even thinking about a football this weekend.
There you go. That's a pick, boys. That's a pick. That's a double pick, actually. Mitchy, why don't you give us the goods on this one? Bills, Chiefs.
Yeah, so couple things. One, I think Mahomes' foot is going to be the bigger issue. I'm gonna go with the Bills here. Two, Mr. Rip, I was pulling for the Browns big time. That was a tough break, but to even say that call was in the same stratosphere as the missed pass interference is ridiculous. It's a stupid rule. The NFL is a big bureaucratic dumbass system, but the reality is they all acknowledged it was targeting. They just by rule cannot review that and change it. So I hated it. I'm with you. Bad missed call, but holy cow, that missed interception or interference, not even close. That play clearly would have sent one team to the Super Bowl over the other. Anyway, neither here nor there. I also gotta rebuttal a little bit against the running game. The Bills win without running the ball all the time. Half the time, Josh Allen is the leading rusher. If he's not, it's Singletary or it's Zach Moss with like 50 or 60 yards. Don't think that matters at all. I think the Bills are ready to come into Kansas City and stick it to him. Mahomes is going to play, but he's going to be a shell of himself. I like the Bills to win this game by a touchdown. I like the Bills outright. I'm going to, of course, just take them officially on the pick +3. And then, of course, we'll go on top of that. I do like the over in this game, points. I like Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown score. I like Josh Allen, whatever the over-under is on his passing yards, to go over that. I like Allen, anytime touchdown score. I like Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown score. I like the Buffalo Bills +3.
I like it. You're wrong on all that, though, Mitchy. That's the thing. Boys, I hate this game.
I can't wait to hear your pick because there's definitely something that you're gonna have to overlap. It took like
No, there's no overlap. You're wrong on everything. Let me tell you what, boys. So I hate this game. I hate the spread. I hate the Bills. And Josh Allen is a white male, and that disgusts me. I fucking hate this game. I think the Chiefs are going to win this football game. But Mahomes' injury is up in the air. He's going to play, though. He had that concussion last week, which we talked about on the morning after last week, Mitchy. I don't think that was a concussion. I think he just got a little nerve pinch in his neck, a little unconscious-wanchy, a little sleepy, right? But you brought up his foot. He was gimpy as all hell before that concussion thing, right? I think that's a big factor. The Chiefs have not covered in 9 straight weeks. And while this is a manageable spread, I have to side with history on this one, so I'm avoiding the spread altogether. Last week, 41% of the Bills' points came off of a freak pick six. The Chiefs underperformed big time against the Browns. I'm the greatest gambler of all time. That's why I want the under in this one, boys. I killed unders last week. I nailed 3 out of the 4. I'm the total king. Give me under 53.5 or 54, whatever it is. I want the under. You're both wrong. Both of you are wrong.
Those of you that watch the morning after as well, thank you very much. Go check it out. Give us your thoughts and your feedback. If you did watch and you just heard that Antony said that Buffalo, one of their touchdowns was a fluke freak interception, that's the exact point that I made to prove that the Ravens played them pretty tough and they weren't a fraud. And he said the Ravens are still just a little revisionist history there from Antony. Not granted. You're already out.
To back up your point here, Mitchy, Antony still is just picking over unders. He's not even picking a team at this point. I don't know what kind of gambler that is. Not even picking teams.
The gambler who nails his picks.
I don't know.
Well, of course you don't know. You don't gamble. So, anyways, you want to give us a pick here, buddy?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for asking. I'd love to give a pick. So in Buffalo this week, it is, in Kansas City this week, it is 34 degrees. So it's a little bit chilly. Normal Buffalo weather. So the Bills are used to playing in cold weather here, right? And it is a win or go home situation for both teams. So that is on the line. If they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out. But, I really, with all of Mahomes and, country roads, take me home, it's like, I don't know what the situation is going to be this week. And, you guys brought up a good point, but his concussion, his brain shaking around a little bit. I don't know if he's going to be on top of his game. But I guess we'll find out on Sunday. But I do like the Bills +3. That's for sure. Go Bills, right? +3. Yeah, huh?
What else do you like? Obviously, okay, you got Bills.
Well, yeah. I'm getting to it, Mitch. I'm getting to it.
I just wanted to make sure we covered all.
Let's go in these neck of the woods. But I would love nothing more. Okay, so this goes completely against my last pick, but I would love nothing more than Tom Brady going against the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, and just the Buffalo Bills coming down and giving them the old hammer. But that goes against my last pick. I don't really know. I do like the parlay though. The parlay.
Whoa.
Packers -3, Bills +3, both in the Super Bowl. I like that parlay. I do like the over as well. Love the over. And Mitchie, I know you said anytime score for Stephon Diggs, but I'm going to go as far as Stephon Diggs scores twice in this game. Not once, but twice. He is a freaking scoring machine. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I like it. And I also like Travis Kelce's score. Travis Kelce, pretty reliable tight end, good score. Josh Allen, over 305 yards. Josh Allen, over 2.5 touchdowns. Josh Allen, over 33 rushing yards. It is going to be a Josh freaking Allen show. Who knows? So a lot of people are probably sucking his dick right now. I don't know what's happening, but I'm Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Love.
Like and subscribe. And by the way, Lenny, what sports book are you going to be placing those bets on? By the way,
don't worry. I like all those bets.
So are you going to bet them?
Yeah, I will.
On what sports book?
Don't worry about my sports book.
Okay.
I got a guy.
He doesn't gamble. So
no, I actually go to it's a good casino here in little New York. where we go to place our bets.
Dox yourself. Just dox yourself. Anyways, let's move on here. This is anyways, buddy, real quick for us. Exhilarate. Exhilarate. How do you spell that? Fingers up. Exhilarate. Exhilarate.
Exhilarate.
Put your watch away. Put your watch away.
Boom, done. See ya. I'm up. Hands were up. Hands were up. I got it. I got it. I got it.
He's just such an insufferable prick. He really is. Why don't we get to shout outs? Let's wrap this episode up. This is
dude, we're missing a lot of parts. We got what grind your gears. We got Mitchy's movie time. We got.
How about we just go ahead?
Hey, if you want to cut the chase though, Lenny, I wouldn't stop him.
We got math problems for Lenny.
Yeah, we're not going to give you any more segments. You're just But anyways, just to the fans at home, drop a comment down below on who you'd like to replace Lenny. I think this is probably his last episode. He's a insufferable son of a bitch. That's what it is. Let's get to shout outs. Let's get to shout outs this week, boys, and also grow up. And also, Mitchy, why don't you just give us your movie? I mean, I know you watched a movie review you watched a movie this week. Why don't you give us your movie review?
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
You watched that this week, right?
I didn't watch it this week, but I have seen it several times in my life. I would say, spoiler alert, first of all, really funny movie. Guy's, want to be a hockey player, but he kind of sucks at that. So he needs to figure out a way to make money for his grandma that is about to lose her house. And he tries out playing golf. And I tell you what, it's truly a heartwarming, hilarious story. He ends up beating a guy named Shooter McGavin. If you ever heard the ninth green at 9 p.m. prank that the golfers all know about, they send him out there at 9 p.m. The sprinklers come on, one of those classic scenes. He's got a black friend named Chubbs that's like his mentor. He lost his hand to an alligator and dies during it. He ends up winning a lot of money and saving the day. So I would say 8.9 out of 10.
Great film.
Great film. Great job, Mitchy. That was awesome. Why don't we get to our shout outs real quick? Ripper, who do you got here as your shout out for the week? You can give a shout out to anyone or anything. Who's your shout out for?
I'm going to give a quick shout out to Lenny's parents for giving me a reason to just make fun of somebody. Yeah, thank you. Shout out you guys.
It's pretty admirable. I like that. That's good. Mitchy, what about your shout out this week?
Yeah, I would say shout out to college basketball for being something to look forward to moving into the spring after the Super Bowl. And that's it.
That's it. I like it. Shout out, by the way. Shout out, Joe Biden. He's our new president. He's the most popular presidential candidate in American history, if you didn't know, by far. Super popular. People love him. Absolutely does not have a checkered past at all whatsoever, with no accusations of any sort that may or may not have treasonous implications. He's a man who loves his country. He loves the American people. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. I bet he's going to do a great job. Shout out Joe Biden. Lenny, who do you want to give your shout out to this week?
Well, if you're going to give a shout out to Joe Biden, I'll give one out to Kamala Harris. Just think she's a great person. And my actual shout out, though, is to Alejandro. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. He helped commentate a game, and he's just a great guy. Love the guy.
Yeah, that's a word. Cool. I like it. Great job. We got to Mitch's movie review of the week. Let's wrap this up. I'll probably just do my grow up on a different segment and release that separate from this entity.
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that could be.
Okay, well, you just fucked up the spelling competition by trying to Siri your way through it. So I don't think you're much of a, whatever. Either way, let's get to.
I don't know if Mitchy's going to allow it. It looks like you got to get.
I know why I need to grow up this week right now. You
need to grow up right now?
Right now.
Well, I can't say no to Mitchy. That was all I needed right there. All right, boys. I'm going to give you a little goods right now on a grow up segment of the week by yours truly, by Antony Paisan. All right. My grow up of the week is people who compulsively have Starbucks and Dunkin'. All right. That's the topic of this grow up. You're the reason that your life is in shambles. You're the reason that our corporate overlords own our souls, because you need to have your hot caffeine bean water with 2 pumps of mystery liquid on the daily. Fiscal irresponsibility makes my nuts chafe. All right. In any case, but especially in this, I'm going to give you a little insider tip, boys. It's something called compounding interest. Now, I'm not the one to tell you to delay your gratification because I lack self-discipline in pretty much every single aspect of my life. But if you, jackass, were to invest, how much does Starbucks cost, boys? $6, $7?
$5. We call it $5. I mean, these exact words, not Starbucks.
Well, $7.50. Let's say you get the specialty goods, $7.50. All right. Because if you invested that $7.50 that you spend on coffee, let's do a little bit of math. $7.50, 4 times a week, you get every other day. That's $30 a week. That's $120 a month. If you started with $0, and you invested, and you did because you didn't have anything invested, right? And literally all you did was invest that $120 a month into, say, mutual funds, whatever you wanted to. And every single month you did that consistently for 30 years, and you got an 11% return on your money. I'm at about 42% on this year with my particular fund, but that's not exactly sustainable. You would have, and I have it written down right here, $339,627.34 in 30 years because you didn't buy coffee every other day, you fucking gabagoo. Do you know how I drink my coffee, boys? In my house with coffee that is also in my house. And I put it in the coffee maker, and then I have coffee. Naturally, of course, I get my energy from Jesus Christ. But the whole point is I don't piss my money away, boys. I don't do it. Antony Paisan doesn't do it. Side note, in my kitchen right now, I got a blue Keurig. Lenny, where'd I get that Keurig from?
On the road.
On the side of the road. Damn right I did, right? I was on a walk one day, and there was a blue Keurig sitting on a milk crate right next to a garbage. It was totally separate. It was clean. So when I got home, I got in my car. I drove there. I picked it up. I ran water through it like 20, 30 times, cleaned it up. Boom, good as new. I use it all the time, and it was free. Do whatever you want. But you complaining about your money problems, how you never have enough, that you're always in a pinch, wah. It's all your fault because of the choices that you make on a daily basis. Look yourself in the mirror. And more importantly, grow up. All right.
I got a follow-up question to that.
We don't care. Let's get into more
if you're telling people what should they invest their money in? If you're gonna say, hey, you should invest your money in this and that.
This is a leading question. It's a leading question. Just give the people what do you want them to invest in?
I have no idea. Crypto. Do a Bitcoin.
Lenny says invest in crypto.
But I'm not a financial advisor, so do not come back at me if it goes to zero.
Oh, okay.
For the record, not a financial advisor.
Not a financial advisor. For the record.
I'm a financial advisor. No. Ripper, do you have any commentary on anything we've covered? Any of this just diarrhea screeching that we've just been putting out to the world? Any commentary on this?
No commentary. I'm just glad to be here.
He's just glad to be here, folks, and we like that. Let's get to mortal locks. As you guys know, I have the locks here because I'm the mortal lock king. I'm the title king. I'm the king of all kings. All right. Last week, I took Ravens Bills under, nailed it. Lenny took Packers -6.5. It was okay. Mitchy took Bucs +3. All right pick, I guess. We all went 1-0. However, I was probably the best because I nailed my pick. This year, by the way, boys, I'm 8-1 on the mortals. All right. Lenny's 5-4. Mitchy's 3-7. And we're going to need Mr. Ripper here to up the ante because our celebrities are 0-1. Mortal locks. What do you guys got here? Ripper, I know you already got ripped off by a certain asshole in this meeting, but what's your mortal lock this week?
My mortal lock. So just to summarize, I have 5 picks today. 4 of them are normal, and then 1 is my mortal lock. Ooh. I got my envelope here.
Oh.
Ripper's picks. Just to summarize, I've got the under in the Green Bay Tampa game.
Oh.
Got Green Bay -3.5.
Ooh.
I got the under in the Chiefs Bills game.
Ooh.
Nope, over. Sorry.
Ooh.
Bills -3, and then my mortal lock of this week is Davante Adams' first score. Here's my thought process: in the last 5 games for the Green Bay Packers, Davante Adams has scored first 4 of those 5 games. It's not a coincidence. It's their fucking game plan. Watch the film. If the Packers get the ball first, they're going to go down, score with Davante Adams. Mortal lock of the week.
That's a good mortal lock. And I tell you what, those props by themselves are about 50 times better than anything Lenny's going to give us. So great job there. Love Ripper's picks. That sounds like a recurring segment, boy. I don't know. Mitchy Steez, what's your mortal lock this week?
Yeah, I want to first say I appreciate you, Mr. Ripper, because that's some serious preparation that you put into your picks. I like that a lot. For my mortal lock, I am going to take Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers -3.5. I think that's going to be a great game, but I just think that Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady's Tom Brady, and he's going to be unbelievable in the playoffs, but Aaron Rodgers on a different level. This guy has been waiting for, 8-9 years to have the opportunity to host an NFC championship game again in Lambeau. Last week was his first taste of being in Lambeau with actual fans. They'll sprinkle in a few more fans again. Had a little bit of that feeling again. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. I like them by a touchdown. And to Lenny's point, I like Packers Bills in the Super Bowl. That'd be a lot of fun.
I like that. Great. Aaron Rodgers -3.5. That's touchdowns, or is that points by the team? Or that was a question aimed at you, Mitchy. I don't know what your mortal lock was. There he goes. All right.
It was the Green Bay Packers.
Aaron Rodgers -3.5. I like it. Good stuff. By the way, boys, I will say this. I'm going to give you my mortal lock. It's pure gold this week. Last week, I took the under in the Ravens-Bills games, as you know. But my original pick was the under in the Chiefs-Browns game. I predicted a 27-19 finish in that game, and I'm just saying, I was pretty close. Just saying. This week, my mortal lock is a guaranteed win until it's not. And in that case, the game was probably rigged in the first place. Let me introduce you to someone real quick. Just so you know, I'm not sure if you guys know who this is. I'm going to introduce you to this guy right here, as you guys can probably see. Who's this guy right here, boys? Who are these guys?
Oh, they're the Splash Brothers.
The what?
The Splash Brothers.
Okay, cool. Anyways.
I'm taking Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Oh, it's got to do with this guy right here, Stephon Diggs. Let me close that out real quick. But anyway, Stephon Diggs. All right, I just introduced you to him. Congratulations. I tried like hell to find out the 2020 season player prop history of Stephon Diggs, but apparently that doesn't exist on the internet. But I know it's up there because it's been all over the Instagram pages I follow. 94.5 yards receiving. Hammer the over. Diggs will have a 100-yard game in this game. It's the biggest game of his life. He's going up against the reigning Super Bowl champs, and Josh Allen's going to be looking for him all game. It's basically a lock, and if it doesn't hit, the Chiefs absolutely blanket him in this game, and that makes it, of course, a rigged pick. Also, I've nailed my mortals for over 2 months at this point without a miss, so I'm due for a loss. Not setting it up to lose, but if I do lose, it's total bullshit, and if I hit it, the pick makes total sense. Stephon Diggs, over 94.5 receiving yards. Put it in the books. Lenny, let's wrap this episode up. We can hear his lips smacking. He's just such a bad actor. He's trying not to laugh there again. We can hear your fucking fat sausage.
Oh no! What I was saying is I think my internet was a little bit low, so it might lag a little bit. But I do have a special request from a fan, and he wants to know. He saw this crazy parlay.
Yeah.
He was sending me a message on DM. He's like, dude, why does Antony do this type of bet? The dude put $250 on an 11-leg parlay, cashed out $103,000, and he's wondering when you're going to make a bet like that. So I hope you have an answer for the fans before I give my mortal lock.
What was your question?
Anthony, can I piggyback on yours for a little good juju maybe for your
anything to not have him talk out loud.
One of my favorite calls, just a quick couple second clip here.
Steps into it, passes, caught, Diggs, sideline, touchdown.
Just a little Stephon Diggs mojo.
Oh, Stephon Diggs mojo. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that.
Favorite Joe Buck calls of all time, the Minneapolis Miracle.
Minneapolis Miracle, baby.
Touchdown. Unbelievable.
sideline, touchdown.
Touchdown.
Because every single time that a pass is thrown in a game that ends up being caught or not, every pass, Joe Buck, passes caught. Just listen for it. Every time they throw it, it's caught. Passes caught.
Drop. I like it. Anyways, boys, let's wrap this up.
Boys.
Solid episode,
The fans are demanding an answer on why you're not going to do a big parlay like that.
I do big parlays every week because I'm going
to increase your betting odds, and you never know, dude. That one bet is worth it. 100 grand in a single bet. Anyway, my mortal lock. As you guys know, Bills +3. Give me that. The Chiefs has not covered the spread in the past 8 or 9 weeks. I was just telling Antony about that. And he took my segment in the show when he mentioned it. So it was +3.
Okay, great job. Cool. By the way, I just want to make an apology public to Ripper for getting you on the worst episode we've put out so far, and probably about 80% of that is because of Lenny. Just so the fans know.
Just glad to be here.
He's glad to be here, and you know what? That's why we like him. But there we go. Solid episode, boys. Mitchy Twitchy Mitchy. Where can the people find you? I know you made an Instagram page. Where can the people find you out there in the Mitchy Twitchies?
Yeah, play Mitch.
On what?
Twitch and on Instagram, I have some clips of the play-by-play if you want to check it out as well.
I like it. Ripper, why don't you if you want some extra clout out there, it might be an opportunity. Where can the people find you?
This is my @ on every social media. Just go ahead and add me. I put fun shit out there. I really care about mental health. So if you care about mental health as well, just go ahead and give all of these pages a follow. Reeks Wilkes.
Lenny, go ahead and give him a follow. That'd be ideal. And by the way, just so the fans know, I gotta show this public, absolute shameless plug. Look at this shit, boys. Look at this. I got a big old box of these over here. Look at this. Antony Paisan. By the way, Ripper, you got one of these, don't you?
I do. I'm never gonna take it off when I receive it.
Boom. He's going to get a Yakuza-style tattoo of this on his body, on his flesh. All right? Look at this. Friend of the show with Antony Paisan, the host with the most. Look at that. That's an official Antony Paisan signature right there, by the way. Every T-shirt that leaves the house gets an authentic Antony smooch and some other goodies as well, potentially. You're going to want to go ahead and buy a shirt, bit.ly/degens-merch. You're not an official friend of the show until you buy a T-shirt. Just for the fans.
Can you share that with the fans where they go again? Like actually share it. That way they can see what they're looking at.
For sure. If I'm pretty sure they have ears, but this is bit.ly/degens-merch. You got this dumb asshole up here, right around there. What's up, you gabagool? No refunds.
You got the Google search up though.
Yeah, that's by the way, just so the fans know, I know what they're doing. It's not, it was funny last week. They're like, oh, we can't see your screen. Oh, ha ha ha. Right? Funny, right? Either way, it's right there. It says also no refunds. The fans.
Have you seen anything here? I'm not.
Just so hilarious. I would say I had an ass, but I just laughed it off. That's how funny this is. I'm rolling on the floor laughing. I'm LOLing out loud right now.
Yeah, it's literally
Google form so they know what it looks like. I mean,
it is
zoom in,
dude. It's a black screen.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and zoom in on this right there. Friend of the show, fans can see Degenerates +3. I got a big old box of these. We make a fat joke.
Notes and it's not even zooming when you
There
try to.
There we go. LOL, JK Big Boy. We only have 2XL, so no big boys allowed. 2XL.
Dude, you gotta show them the thing. You gotta show them the
shipping
thing.
address. We got the title here. Look at this dumb piece of shit. Look at that guy right there. That's funny.
Fuck that guy.
Oh wow, that's weird. What he can see, Ripper can see it, but you guys can't. That's so fucking crazy how that works. Anyways, you're gonna want to go to bit.ly/degens-merch. Buy a T-shirt. Send me your money. And we're gonna go. Yeah, just go and do that. And also follow Antony Paisan on Instagram so we can get more clout and all that stuff. Other than that, boys, like I said, by far the worst episode we've done so far. Any ending commentary before we wrap this up?
You're just a crock of shit, dude.
All right. Fair enough. Do we want to give him a couple math questions before we wrap this up, or
what's 7 + 4?
7 + 4, 11. Easy. Come on.
You got to give him some harder ones, though.
All right, that was a good episode.
What's
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
12 times 15.
12 times 15. 12 times 15, right?
You're an idiot.
Okay. 12 times 15 is
Stupid.
12 times 15. Let's see. 180.
God, that took you forever.
So long.
I was just making sure.
There we go.
You shotgun the beer faster.
I did.
I bet you that'd be good. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Any commentary? Anything left over? Lenny, do you want to say anything?
I'll say that I hope that you can edit this video and take this last minute out.
Well, I'm just trying to get Lenny to give us some closing comments. Lenny, any closing comments, Lenny?
I've said what I need to.